At the start of the season, I had almost no budget in my account, and this is how I sold players, I made deals to be able to sign all of these players by the first game. So after finishing 9th place last season, over expectation, for some reason the board still gave me little to no transfer budget. I got like £30,000, but it wasn't a whole lot. But I still managed to do all these deals, and this is exactly how I managed to get it done. And I just need to double check really quickly that I didn't make any deals last transfer window. Well, actually, just to update you, all of these youngsters came in. And actually, some of them are very good, so I'm going to float over them really quickly. By the way, how you get these youngsters, when you get the email saying youth prospects being released by big clubs, give them all a trial, and some of them end up being decent. But I'm focused on my transfers right now, and I think the big number here, that is obviously how I managed to do this, is the transfers out. £9.5 million coming in. And I did actually sell some half-decent players. Obviously, I got rid of a couple of players on free just by expiring their contracts. But Pablo Moreno was a player that was playing for us last season. He did okay, 6 goals, 3 assists. But I knew he was not worth £7 million. I knew he wasn't really worth that to this club. Although he has gone up in value, he is nowhere near worth that in my eyes. He was scoring okay goals. He was getting okay assists. But with at the age of 25, he was 3-star current ability, 3.5-star potential. None of his stats are really lighting the world on fire. He's not going to progress us. He's not going to be a player that we're going to be like, oh my gosh, we severely miss him if sold. And his value was sitting at around £8 million to £5 million. You just need to sell those players. Like, if he's going to become a rotation player in the next 2 years, sell him at his peak, and that's exactly what I did. It's another one with Ben Woodburn, and even in an even better situation here, where his contract was expiring at the end of this year. And so I was just like, well, obviously I'm not going to be desperate to pay more money for him next season. I just sell him, and I made a profit of £1.1 million after they brought him in last season for 1.4 just before I came in. Yes, he was okay for us last season, but again, is he going to be a starting player for you in the next 2 seasons? No. Is he going to be on your bench in the next 2 seasons? Maybe not. So you get rid of him, and that's what you do. That is how you bring in money to be able to sign players. And yes, a lot of my signings were free transfers. Actually, all of my signings were free transfers, bar one. But that's what you got to do. You have to sign free transfers at this level. And if you're worried about how to sign free transfers, even in like the Premier League, I would still do this every single season just to check. You go to every position and you just press free transfer. And you go to the next position, free transfer, until you get all of the players. I actually didn't know this guy existed. I'm trialing him. And you trial them and find out which ones are decent. And then you sign the ones that are decent. And that's exactly what I've done. So that is how you have zero budget and you start getting a massively improved side. So let's go with the signings I did make. The first of which being potentially the best of the bunch. Carlos Alcaraz, sorry, I think it's probably around about how it's said. He comes in from Southampton. He was signed for £11.75 million a couple of seasons ago, played in the Championship for many seasons. Never quite become a first teamer for them, but definitely a first teamer for us. A very decent current ability, a great potential ability, and he has a decent wage as well. Not too high, not too low. Well, obviously, you'd prefer it if it was too low, but you know what I mean. Yeah, I think he's brilliant. Able to work in a bunch of different positions. 24, so still has that potential. Great signing for us. Matt Matthews is a right back that came in on a free again from Aston Villa. Youngster came up. We need a reserve right back. He does the job perfectly. Piers, a new goalkeeper. We had a goalkeeper last season that was pretty average. Sold him. Brought in this man on a free, just used a youth prospect as our reserve goalkeeper, hoping that our main goalkeeper didn't get injured. Odds are they're not going to get injured. Got this guy for £2,200 per week, and he'll be fine in between the sticks if we really need him to. Then, probably my favourite of the bunch, James Garner. And this is a big one because he was bought for £13 million, played in the Premier League for multiple seasons at Everton. He had about £70,000 of a wage at Everton, and we've talked him down to 28.5. Yes, that is a huge wage for us, but that is such a significant decrease, and he is considered to be a leading Sky Bet Championship player, but could be a decent Premier League player. Still got potential, so much ability. Absolutely thrilled with this one. I don't know how I managed to get it across the line. And by the way, these aren't the best players I could have gotten. Gardner actually maybe is, but I tried to sign countless more players. I'd say 10 more players. That is countable. I don't know why I'm saying countless. 10 more players, and they would have significantly improved us at the squad. But because everyone else is doing the same thing, trying to sign free transfers, you're not going to get them all. But the ones that you do get, they feel good, don't they? And this is one of the ones as well. Left wing, cam, centre midfield, CDM, striker, probably the most versatile player I've ever seen, and 5-star potential coming in from Chelsea. It is Leo Castledine. Leo is what he's going to be called, Leo. And he's huge in value now. Great signing for us. And last but not least, Ricardo Pereira, £6,250 per week, an absolute bargain for a man that just came in from Southampton in the Championship after being signed for £3.8 million from Leicester City. Thrilled with the signing. He's able to play left back, right back, and I think his star rating doesn't tell the whole story, as he still has some really nice mental and technical stats. And only 33 years of age, he's probably got 2 more good years in him. Thrilled with that, and the only player that I spent money on, but not the only player that I plan on spending money on. It's Adam Eder, and this is potentially the signing that I'm most on the fence with, because at the time, I took a huge risk by signing him, because we don't desperately need a striker with Adebayo up top. I just kind of rolled the dice and went for him, and he's okay. Like, he's 3-star, 3.5. Like, I know I'll be able to sell him for a profit in a couple of seasons, but right now we do desperately need a couple of positions, a bit of depth. You know, like, I think it might have been the wrong shout at the time, but then we sold Woodburn, and now we have the money to actually continue making that depth grow. 2.25 and a bit of wage budget. So, Adam Eder, welcome to the squad, and welcome to all the other boys. And this is what the team's looking like after last year. Obviously, we had a good season last year, and I don't feel like a whole lot needs to change. I mean, Moreno left because I sold him, so Alcaraz comes into the right wing. Morris is a bit of a predicament. I did try and sell him. The whole squad got upset with me, so I said I wouldn't sell him. But he then said he was going to opt out of negotiating contracts at the end of the year. And you got to sell someone when they do that. So I'm hoping to sell him. So for that reason, Ida is starting. I probably would have started him anyway, but he's definitely not starting now. Garner comes into the new squad too. And that's all of the new signings. So actually just 3 new signings in there. Pert Harris keeps his spot after incredible form last season. Campbell in the central midfield spot. Turns Delcourt, Dremer, Baggin, who I would prefer to improve upon. He's probably one of the top position targets to improve upon, especially with Bell as our second choice right back. I'm trying to sell him so desperately. I shouldn't have renewed his contract. I renewed his contract with the intention of selling him straight away. But it hasn't happened, and I realise it's because I am paying him way too much money. £14,000 is a lot for what he is. So yeah, no, it's a good team though. I'm very happy, but I would like an improved left back, and I would potentially like an improved centre back, and maybe just some more depth in a couple of areas. Because although we have 4 substitutes, they're all, apart from Bell, just youngsters that are really, probably just under 21 quality at this point in time. But hey, you got to do what you got to do. When life gives you lemons, you make lemonade, and that is the tactic that we're going with to start our season. And our first game right now is going to be played against Birmingham City. I have not said yet, but if you are excited about this season, please smash the like button on today's video, as well as subscribing to the Rex FM YouTube channel. I'm also going to go very low on my like target, because I like to have a like target in there. But my last video, I'm just putting it out there. Love you guys, absolutely love you all. But it's got 9 views after 21 hours and 30 minutes of being. It's embarrassing. I'm not gonna lie. It's the worst performing video I think I've put up since I had about 20 subscribers, and I'm not even exaggerating when I say it. It's so bad. It's quite embarrassing. It's really bad. That's episode number 2, how to improve after relegation, of the Galway United part. So it's a good thing that's the last episode with Galway United. That also shows you how much I pre-record this series, because I'm terrible at uploading, but I'm good at recording. So we are recording now. We're getting 5 likes on this video potentially. I don't think I actually said how many I wanted. 5 likes is my goal, and with 9 views, that is a huge like target. But we're jumping into this first game, hoping Luton is getting a little bit more love than Galway United did. But here we are, playing against Birmingham City. I am slightly nervous about the fact that we're going with the central attacking midfield formation, but of course we have the players to just dip it straight back down to the CDM formation. But we used it at the end of the last season, and it seemed to improve our form, that we kind of stuttered a bit at the end, if you remember me talking about it at the end of last year. But I don't know. I feel like the CDM one makes more sense to our tactic and our players, but it's performed worse recently. So we're going with this for now, and of course we'll switch it up if we need to, and we have the ability to switch it up. So of course, switch it up if you need to. I think we're versing a Birmingham City that has a couple of players that we actually tried to sign, which is always interesting to see how they do against you. But here's Adebayo with a tap-in to start the season. Top goal scorer from last year, in the team of the season as well. That happened after last episode stopped recording. Top goal scorer confirmed with the end of the season happening, and getting into the best 11 of the season. So I'm not surprised he's able to just get his first goal in this game, but I wouldn't have quite expected it to come that way, and I'm sure he didn't either. But I'm thrilled to be 1-0 up, even if it is in very lucky circumstances. But they've got Cantwell on the right-hand side, who, as we know, in real life is a decent player, has obviously dipped in real life as well, and probably as a result is not quite as good in Football Manager as he has been in the past. But I've had him this year for West Brom, and he did a job, so I'm slightly wary of him. And I think that's Chong hitting the ball just wide of the bar, who I know has a bunch of potential too. Yes, it is Chong. They've got some good players here, Birmingham, and it's definitely a force to be kept an eye on. Not reckoned with, I wouldn't say, but kept an eye on. Reckoned with, it sounds like a little bit of an over-exaggeration of the situation. But we're winning right now, and we're actually dominating the ball. I don't know. I need to check the stats afterwards. I'm not certain about that statement, but it looks like this highlight's certainly going to go our way. As Alcaraz plays it back to Dremer, Gardner, and that is a link-up play at its finest. Oh, I don't even care that I'm gutted that we're offside, because that's potentially one of the best goals I've seen. And it is, okay, that makes sense. It is him there. I thought Ida was no way offside, but that was lovely, wasn't it? First touch passing in behind the defence, ball across the front of the goal. Ida will be gutted that he hasn't gotten his first goal for the club, and that would have certainly helped me feel a lot better about paying. I don't think I overpaid for him at all. I just think, realistically, unfortunate. Good guy over the top, and I was talking about Chong, and as soon as you talk about someone, they're going to do something against you in the game. But I don't think I overpaid for him. I just think that we probably need to target other areas than the left wing. He's really a striker as well. I'm playing him as a makeshift left wing. There's other priorities that we should have been focusing on, and to spend that much money when we had about only that much money, 1.7 at the time, was maybe financially irresponsible and not really smart. But now I feel a lot better about it because got rid of Woodburn. If that's the highlight, that is the deadest highlight I've ever seen Footy Manager. It's a good thing this highlight's continuing, but I'm not chuffed that it's going their way. They have so many good players, man. They are a good team, and they've proven it by scoring here. But okay, the offside, thank goodness. Okay, I love that. One for each side. But they are stacked. Like, they've got Chong, who I imagine is turning in. He doesn't look that good, but actually, he's going to be decent. £58,000 per week they're paying him. £50,000, mate. You guys are stacked. Were you just in the Premier League or something? There is so much money in this club. What? £50,000 per week for 2 of their strikers. And then they've got Makate, who was at Man City. 52. There's got to be. Are we just really poor? For another £50,000 per week. We must just be poor. £80,000 per week. You weren't even in the Prem. This is outrageous. How are they paying these kind of wages? 27 is more reasonable. What? But this is why they're stacked. They're paying exorbitant amounts of money, and we're paying. I'm talking about, oh my god, 37 for a left back, mate. I'm talking about paying £28,000 for one of the best players in this league in Ghana, and whinging about it. Mate, they're chucking out £36,000 for an ageing centre-back. How much for the goalkeeper? Okay, £12,000. But, mate, their front line and midfield is comfortably getting paid more than our side. Comfortably. Probably just their midfield's getting paid more than our side in total. So I think we need to take some serious encouragement from just competing against the side, nonetheless potentially going to beat them. I'll be gutted if we don't beat them, actually, based off the way that we've performed. 6 shots to their 6. They are coming back into it. It did look like a bit more of a dominant performance in our favour in the first half of the first half, but now it is kind of going back their way. So I'm going to say I'm far from pleased, even though I'm not really far from pleased, but you're not 5 them up. I will actually move back onto this mentality, see how it goes for a bit, and I will obviously switch it up if it's not working. But I do think with them getting back into the game, maybe even a deeper line player will support getting those counter-attacking opportunities. Pert Harris from a long free kick. Oh, he's actually done quite well from there to get it, reasonably in with a shot of going in between the sticks. Here's Cantwell from the corner. I hate to concede a corner. I have, and actually, that's the centre back that I said was an aging centre back that they were paying about £40,000 per week for. So yeah, no, that's about right. Footy manager, they've heard me say that, and they've thought, you know what, Rexo, shut up. You need to be put in your place. You need to understand that this guy's half decent. Now, I respect these half decent. How was that a highlight? But I didn't appreciate the concession of a goal just to put that point across. Thanks, footy manager. Okay, it does definitely look like we're not very much in this game at all now. So we are going back onto that formation. And I mean, my midfielders, my 2 central midfielders are so good now. Like statistically, in comparison to Tim and White, I just can't see them getting a whole lot of game time. So I'm just going to get rid of Alcaraz and put Leo on the right-hand side. He is right-footed, so winger works perfectly for him, even though he's not great at crossing. I'm still going to give him his debut. And Pereira on the right-hand side too. Drammer looking like he's not playing his best game. Completely switching up the right-hand side, giving him something different to have a go at on that right-hand side. Hopefully it doesn't cause some defensive issues on that right-hand side. And if I can say right-hand side 2 more times, naturally in conversation, it will be a world record for the amount of time someone has said right-hand side within the last 30 seconds. Right-hand side. So, that was successful. Can't complain with that. But Chong is through, going for a shot. Probably in a position that he doesn't really have a right to shoot. But you kind of know when you make a tactical change, the shot's going to go over the bar. Like, we all know the Football Manager have the stupid tactical change, creates a highlight that isn't really high. It's so annoying. It needs to be patched. I can't believe it's not been patched. It's been a thing for ages. I don't know if it's just a laptop thing, because I feel like I don't hear many other people complain about it. But mate, it's happened every single year of Football Manager I played, and I played not that insanely long, but some time, and it's just stupid. Like, and then sometimes when they do go on, even hype, because you're like, well, I thought this was a fake highlight, and it actually turns out to be a real highlight sometimes. Or sometimes it creates a highlight. If we don't talk about that enough. Sometimes it does genuinely create a highlight. Like, it's like, there wasn't going to be a highlight. I guarantee there wasn't going to be a highlight, and then it scores. Like, it's very annoying. But here we are attacking, actually. They've got a red card. I should have commented on that. Eder heads it wide. And I'm very happy we're on this positive mentality now, because a man light, with 15 minutes to go, you'd expect us to be able to really push for an equaliser. I was about to demand more, but we're on the ball. And I'm trying not to cough. And it's another episode where I've mentioned my cough. I don't even have a cough. I just naturally need to cough often as a human being, which is annoying and weird that I keep bringing it up in my videos. But here's Adebayo putting it into the bottom corner, and I will take that from Eder. Just getting an assist on his debut is enough for me to make me feel like, he's off the mark in terms of contributions to goals. Can we get a winner? I'm going attacking. I want it. I absolutely want the winner. I can't see them coming up against us and beating us on the counter attack. I will get Simpson on and Garner off for White, and that's all the subs I'll make for now. And just really hope we do see one last highlight. If they get us on the counter attack, that would be very unfortunate. How many minutes of additional time? 5 minutes of additional time. I'm going to demand more from them. Not berate. I'd feel bad berating them. I don't really know what it means, but I think it means yell. a tool drawer, I'll take it. I will take it because we do actually know how much money these players are earning in comparison to us. But you do always want to start the season with a win. But I will say I'm reasonably happy with it. Where's Birmingham? They've got to be, like, with those wages, man, they've got to be somewhere near the real top end of this season preview. We're, I think, down in like 11th or something. They're not giving us a whole lot of respect. Season preview suggests that we're going to finish 11th, yeah, and Birmingham 2nd. So I actually will take that. I will definitely take that as a win. What is some of these other players earning? 44, Kone 33, and Wemwo has got to be earning 78. But he's come from Brentford, who I obviously know would just in the Premier League. 45, mate, Birmingham, mate. Yeah, you're breaking the books. I think there might actually be some serious tax evasion going on there. I don't know what all these offers are doing, but Ida makes his debut, gets an assist, and we played okay. Adebayo with 2 goals to start the season, and we're going to come back halfway through the season. Started the January transfer window. Well, not started, the end of December. So you're going to get to see us play MK Dons. I might show you Fulham. I'm just love to MK Dons. I've done a save with them before. Fulham is probably who we're going to watch. Let's hope something gets jiggled around, and it does just end up being Fulham anyway. The start of the season was shaky. It's very safe to say. Like we took a while to get our first win and find some footing, but when we did, we started flying. We have won so many games on the trot now, and we are sitting up in 4th place. We have done a great job with this side, and actually, this could be the last episode with Luton already. And I'm not going out and saying it definitely will be, but we are wanted by Southampton. I haven't applied for it. I just could be getting a job interview at some point soon, and they're in the Premier League. And you can't tell me this isn't realistic because, Southampton literally in real life signed a Luton manager, and actually didn't go great. But I would be happy to go to Southampton, but I'm not going to apply for it. I would only be taking it if it came in. So now that we've gone the other way, what's happened since the last time we saw each other? It's a whole lot. We have made a ton of signings. We really didn't feel good about our team going into the start of the season, if I'm being honest with you. I don't even remember the last signing I made. I think it was Adam Eder. Adam Eder was the last signing I made. He was a good one. He ended up being a really good shout. He's an inside forward for us, and he scores goals, gets assists. He's just very good. I'm very happy with the signing and already massively gone up in value. So, yeah, definitely the right choice to bring him in. Next one we bring in was Morgan Whitaker, who was a free signing, who's worth quite a lot. I think he's worth more than he actually should be, so I wouldn't mind cashing on him next season. But he's all right. He's a good rotation player for us, and a free transfer you're never going to complain about. Camilo Mina, never heard of this man before, but he's decent. He scored 2 goals and 1 assist. He's got good stats. I would prefer a bit of a better output from him, but coming in from the Bundesliga too, I think he is a better quality, and I don't know. I back him enough to keep him in the starting 11. I would like to see some more output, but it is what it is. He's our best right winger by some distance, so happy to keep starting him. But this, I would say, is the best signing I've made in this entire series. It is Leonard Mathimbu. Mathimbu comes into the squad as our best centre-back by miles. 6'6", South African, 20 years of age. And he's a 4.5 star current potential ability. He is incredible. He is a very, very good player. And he comes in for just £500,000. Could eventually rise to £1 million. But even that is a bargain for this player who has locked down that centre-back position. I love him. I absolutely love him. And we should be really getting him more up there for headers from corners, because he could really score a lot of goals from them if we play it right. But then at the end of the transfer window, I decided we needed a new left back, because I did end up loaning out Bell. I think I did talk about selling Ben Woodburn, because that financed the Mina transfer and the there we go, and the Mthimbu transfer too. But then we loaned out Hyde, loaned out Bell, as I said, sold a youngster, and Morris left the club. I was kind of gutted to be getting rid of Morris, especially considering we had to pay £10,000 worth of his wages. But it's a good deal for us to get some money for a man that was going to be unhappy. So he's not in the club. He's not in the structure anymore, unfortunately, as a bit of a club legend. But it hasn't ended up going bad for us because our team is doing very, very well. Our best 11, if I literally just go back like 2 games, I almost guarantee it will be our best 11. Yeah, this is it. Adebayo, Ida, Mina, Pert Harris now plays in that central midfield spot. He just plays so much better than anyone else I try there. Yeah, I love him. He's great. Then we've got Tim coming in at central midfield. Obviously, Campbell would be starting there. But Tim has played so well there that coming back from an injury, Campbell is coming back into the starting 11. But Tim, mate, he has a real good shout to be starting too. Gardner out in CDM. Been a great signing too. 7.21 average rating. Very high for a man at CDM for me. Left back Baggin. Dalquois. Turn shouldn't be in there, actually. It should be in Thimbu. Then Dremer and Rushworth in between the sticks. And I forgot to mention the final 3 signings that we made, which were all not panic loan deals, just they were free loans. So I was like, why not? Like I'm annoying every single one of their clubs because I don't play them at all. You know, like this man I don't back, but he's good cover. So you know, Pep Guardiola is upset about me. Because he's, only played 2 games for us. But I don't think he's better than any of our players. Same with Enciso. I saw Enciso. Know he's good in real life. Know he's got potential. Not quite at that level in this game. Again, 2 appearances off the bench. This man actually, I do play quite a bit. 3 games starting, 7 off the bench. He's actually on our bench. And that's because his contract's expiring at the end of the year. So I'm thinking, if we keep him happy, this would be a great pickup on a free transfer come the end of the year. But still not a starter. I prefer our players. Even Carlos. Even Carlos, I think, is a better player than all of those players. He hasn't really locked down a starting spot, but he comes in whenever someone's injured or tired, as we have today with Adebayo out with an injury, who is currently, by the way, the top goal scorer once again, 18 goals. And, of course, as I say that, Iheanacho has just probably gotten like 4 in his last 3 appearances, which is a bit embarrassing. But, hey, Adebayo's on the bench, out of the team because he's got an injury. Then we also have Tim out with an injury. And I think we just have some generally tired players. No, this should be our best. Yeah, it is our best 11 apart from having Adebayo, sorry. Yeah, so Ida comes in. Alcaraz, Carlos goes onto the left-hand side. And we're going to play this game against Derby. It should be a comfortable win. I'm not guaranteeing it will be a comfortable win, though, because, it is still the championship. And hiccups come in left, right, and centre. Like curveballs get thrown at you. We have settled with this 4-3-3 with the CDM formation. It just is working by far the best. I know that we had a dip in form last season when we were using it. And then we moved to the one with the cam and we got a big pickup again. But this year, it's been the most consistent. I think I even tried a diamond shape for 1 or 2 games because I was really struggling at the start of the year. But we were dominating teams. We were just getting unlucky. And now, today, we're not getting unlucky at all as Carlos scores within the first minute. And that's great for him because he definitely is pushing for a first-team spot, actually. With Mina not playing great, he probably is sticking his hand up saying, you know what, I probably deserve to have a shout at this right wing spot because he is a decent right winger, not a natural right winger. But if Mina can't do a whole lot, I mean, it's a good shout, to be fair. Around the same age, same value, same sort of ability. Like, form player is the player that you should be picking. Here is Dremer playing down that right hand side, and Mina's not getting forward enough. But he finds Ida. He can't actually find Ida, but Mina picks it up. Tries to get into Carlos, not a great pass. Back into Pert Harris. And Pert Harris, he doesn't have the foundational abilities to justify starting him every single game in comparison to the other players that we have. Like, just, if you look at his stats, they're not as good as other players. But he is just good. There must be some sort of untangible or some sort of like mental or physical stat that he has that's really high, that's just going well for him because he is a great player. And we picked him up for around £110,000. And I think it was, again, only because of like a panic in form that he even got a string of games together and he just smashed it. I think he won a. That is good defending. But I think he scored a 90th minute winner, and then I was like, well, I can't not start him in the next game. And I believe the player Woodburn was pretty average in form at that point. So I was like, you know what, yeah, let's start him in this cam position. And he just kept playing well. And now he's continuing to play well. Like, he was taken out of the starting 11. We had Carlos in there. But he isn't so far ahead of Carlos in my eyes now, even though Carlos was playing well in this game. Mate, Pert Harris, yeah, he's a gem. Absolute gem. If you can pick him up for £110,000 a couple of years in the future, do it. Absolutely do it. But we're still putting some serious pressure on. 2-0 up after just 24 minutes. And this Derby side don't really look like they're troubling us all that much. Watch them score as I start talking about that now. But they are knocking it around with a wee bit of confidence. And they actually do get it. And they do. Yeah, no, okay. That's typical, isn't it? 2-1. Still a lead. But unfortunate that we were kind of opened up with just one long ball through the middle. And actually, I think maybe I was being a wee bit harsh. They are pretty riding around us in terms of shots and XG, but the possession is massively in our favour, and I would like to see that translate into a couple more opportunities. Without Adebayo, those long ball crosses, floated crosses into the mix, and maybe aren't as amazing, but Ida is still great at hitting the ball, so I feel very comfortable with either one of them at that striker position. And as you see, he's played well this season, so he should be able to play well in this game, and he is not playing great, but he should be okay. Mina on the right hand side, cutting it inside, trying to find some space for Baggin, who is, by the way, expiring in his contract. I have offered a new one, but other teams have too. I would be gutted to lose him on a free, but I still would like a better left back. For a long time, I feel like he's been okay. But he's definitely more of he gives the vibe of a rotation player than a starter. And, mate, they are peppering our goal now. 48 minutes gone. 3 minutes in the second half, and they're already getting a chance to really unlock our defence and score a goal to equalise. Would not be what we want to be seeing this early on in the half. Let's try and win the ball back and get some foundational position to build upon, because, as I said before, their position is not high. So those counter-attacks are where they're going to hit us, absolutely. But we need to make sure that we are getting some shots away as well, because it doesn't seem like that's happening in terms of the statistics that we can see. But here is Baggin, trying to get in, can't get it in, and they win the header, but Baggin wins it back into Garner. Garner puts a good ball over the top, and Eda's in, and Garner does that kind of stuff. Well, not all the time, because he's only gone like 4 assists, but he does put balls like that through, and he clearly has a high quality for this league. You know, like he's got great stats. He was just playing in the Premier League, and that's a pinpoint ball. But take nothing away from Ida, the touch, the finish, and that makes it 3-1. It makes me feel a whole lot more comfortable about this game. But it is 68 minutes gone, so there is going to be some substitutions coming on your way. And Ciso is not going to be the centre back. No, Whittaker is going to be a right winger. Actually, I might switch it around, play Carlos in that right wing, because again, Mina's done nothing in this game and probably deserves a wee bit of a heads up that if he isn't playing well, he's going to be taken out of the starting 11, and Carlos, I'm just going to call him Carlos because it's much easier, deserves a chance in that right wing spot. So this is the perfect chance to do that when he's on form, when he's played well so far in this game, and when we're playing well in the game. It gives him an awesome opportunity to prove that he should be starting in that role. And as we pick it up again, Carlos gets it. It is into Whittaker, who I'd like to see slightly further forward, but at least Pert Harris is kind of rotating into that role there, and we still hold on to the ball, moving it forward. Garner into Campbell. Campbell tries to find it through, but can't. Carlos picks it up. Dramere trying to find Carlos as he runs forward. Carlos has a great opportunity to cross, and Ida, I mean, I wouldn't say should have finished it, but potentially should have troubled the goalkeeper. It shouldn't have let him catch it, that's for sure. Campbell apparently not playing great. He's not been as good this season. 1 goal, 1 assist. I still back him very highly, but I don't know. Like, Tim played better in that role, and it makes me think if we got a big £20 million offer for Campbell, which isn't outlandish based on his value, I'd be tempted. I'd be seriously tempted. But I'm not going to make any more subs. We're winning this game. Comfortable win. And we have managed to do it on camera for probably the first time in a very long time that we've actually shown you guys that I can win a football game. And that puts us into 3rd place to end this episode. And potentially, as I said before, ending the old Luton time. I am putting this out there. I would like to end the season with Luton, go to the Premier League, play in the Premier League with them, because this is a squad that I have built. I feel connected to. I'm enjoying the save at the moment in time. But realistically, if Southampton offered me a job interview and I was a championship manager, who by the way, like, isn't even leading the league, you know, we're 14 points away from the top of the league. We could fall out of playoff position. I'd pounce on that. I would absolutely pounce on that. But we'll just have to see what happens in the future. If I get the interview, obviously I'll let you know in the next episode. Otherwise, I'll be simulating to the end of the January transfer window and simulating to the end of the season in the next episode with Luton Town. Hopefully that's what happens. But hey, if Southampton come a knocking, I'm not going to be saying no. So thank you guys so much for watching this one. If you have enjoyed it, smash the like button, subscribe if you're new around here. I'll see you all later.